Yes, it's me, TONIK TZW, and yes, it is the daring again. And this is the bigger they come, the harder they fall, or should I say, the harder they fail. I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that supported the channel so far. So if it's your first time past here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. If you enjoy the video, if you enjoy the content, you can take up a membership for as little as 99p a month, or you can just tip on the video through the little $sign at the bottom. All contributions are gratefully received, and they are shared 50-50 with my little boy, whose idea this YouTube channel was. So let's get into the game. We have got a Minotaur beside us. I don't know what the battleship is, but we're on B cap. It's the cap that everybody loves to hate and nobody likes to go near it. But as I've said time and time again, sometimes if the teams abandon B cap, it's an easy steal and it gives you an advantage very early in the game. So don't always run away from it. Hang around, see what happens, look how the game develops, because you could give your team the advantage that they need on points to bring it home to victory. Now, there are a few spud moves in this game, and it's across there on C cap, and they are completely abandoning that cap, and they're going the long way around the back. The destroyer, the cruiser, and the battleship, so they're not even thinking about playing that cap. I don't know what they had going through their heads, but I'm thinking that the destroyer went that way first, so they decided that they would follow it rather than potentially have a destroyer out in front of them, torpedo them straight through the cap. So we are located. We have got the Elbing. He's got sonar, I've got sonar, he's got much better guns than I have, but we are going to do what we can here to try and get some shots on him. The Minotaur has got him spotted, so here we go. Now, one of the things that I'll point out here is I'm going out against the Elbing, but I'm going to back up around this island again. My sonar is running, I'm in smoke. We're going to keep laying some fire on. The FDG there is putting some fire on our smoke screen. And even though we back up to this island and it tells us that our guns aren't clear to fire, look, those front turrets are clear. The rear one isn't, but the front one is, and we did manage to get some shots onto that Elbing, but the Minotaur, with its super fast reload, is able to take the Elbing out. And I'm going to put a foot wrong on this cap, and it was a little bit unfortunate because this would have been, I think, a 3000 plus XP game had I not done what I'm about to do. So I sail into the cap. We've broken the center of the map. Those two battleships that were there with the Elbing, they are now running around through A. So all the guys on A have to do is a fighting defense, and they could kite away and defend that cap and just keep it reset. But across there on Charlie cap, look, those guys are going all the way around. The two battleships, I know what they're doing, or the battleship and the cruiser, they're sitting in that little gap in the middle to put shots on to the cap. So yes, I understand it, but you took yourselves out of the game and you've given Red Team the advantage on that cap now. So think about it. Think about play, think about position. This is where I put a foot wrong, because I sail out of that cap. Now, the reason I do that, firstly, I made a mistake, but secondly, I want to spot these guys here and put as much pressure onto them from this flank, because breaking through the center of the map, yes, you are potentially being flanked fired from both sides. However, you also have the ability to flank fire both sides of the map and do even more damage to Red Team. So I am tucked in behind this island. That Donskoy has got the attention of the other destroyer, who is also in a smoke screen, but I think that Donskoy has fired his guns, so we are just going to sit here and we're going to spam some HE out on him. His interest is in the other destroyer. He's putting fire onto that cruiser before he's got the support coming around the corner. But there's another ship that's that'll be the battleship that ran away from B-Cap that was behind us. So instead of pushing through for whatever reason, he's following those guys the long way around the back of the map, and I absolutely have no idea why he's doing that. Perhaps he was being focused from the south side of A-Cap, I don't know, but where he is now, there's literally nothing is going to be shooting at him because he's so far out of range. But I think there is a Yamato pushed straight through C-Cap. He's done the same thing as I did. He sailed through the cap and off it. He doesn't want to be getting taken on from a flank by that battleship out there. I think that's a Schlieffen looking at the secondaries coming off it. But here we go. We are still whaling on this Donskoy, and he decides that he has had enough. The Tulsa has finally come around the bottom corner. Donskoy is running, but, sorry, it wasn't a Schlieffen, it was a Ruprecht. The Ruprecht catches him on a broadside and takes him out. Now that other battleship that's round there, he is pushing out and around the corner. Sorry, I thought it was a battleship. No, there's a plane up. What is it? I thought there was another ship pushing up there. There must be. He's just unspotted. Or did he get killed? It's hard to see. This is why I wish that the replays you could play from many different angles, not just your own ship, because I think it would make following a battle and looking how it developed a lot more interesting. But I'm guessing that consoles just don't have the capacity to be able to do something like that. So single fired torps out there spreading across a wide area for that Burgoyne. Look at it, we're on 18,000 damage. We haven't really done a lot of this game, but what we have done is broken through the center of the map. Now this Burgoyne, obviously I'm in my smoke. The Minotaur is there on the island. I didn't realise that nobody else had eyes on here. I really don't know what the team were doing at this point of the game, because there are 2 ships left, and yet we have a destroyer that's all the way across there on A-Cap, and I don't know whether he's taken on the Alaska, but let me just tell you that that Alaska is going to come down to me. And our battleships are way across there, round the outside of C-Cap. And I think this Burgoyne realises that there isn't any risk to him apart from the Minotaur. And he can delete that Minotaur, which is exactly what he's going to do. Is it the Minotaur? Let's have a look. Somebody gets deleted. No, he picks up a high caliber. So here we go. I'm just going to keep wailing on guns for this Burgoyne, because he's had fires. He's now permanent fired. The cruiser is rushing out at him. But this Burgoyne, it was a Tulsa, sorry, just gets absolutely slapped. So now I'm on my own with the Alaska and the Burgoyne, but I'm not giving up. All his guns at me. Going skinny, bow in. I think that he thinks he's going to get rammed. I know that I can finish him before he gets a reload, and the bigger they come, the harder they fall. Now this is an oh my goodness moment, to be polite, because that Alaska has got bigger guns than me. The only thing I've got is the ability to reload faster. Now I'm burning. Not good. My engine's out. I've got a turret out 11 seconds before repair. Obviously he waited until I popped my smoke to run his radar, and I just think, you know, if I'm going down, I'm going to go down fighting. There is no doubt about that, because eventually we are going to win this one. We've got it on points. One of the battleships has turned round and he's heading back across the top of Charlie Cap. I really don't know what was going through people's minds here, but the other destroyer looks like he's gone AFK and he's just sailing for the white line. And so even though most people would be scared out of their pants at an Alaska being in front of them, I'm using my agility. He's turned away from me. The best thing he probably could have done is come into me. But my positioning by going past him is forced him to turn to get his guns on. If he wants to get a hit, he's going to have to turn broadside. Those torpedoes, I fired them off very quickly, a bit of a snapshot. If I'd have waited, potentially I could have put them in a much better place, but it's kept him moving in the direction that he's going. I'm in my smoke now. He can't see me. He's fired his guns, and that means that I can now see him. He could have just run and gone out of range, but I am going to stay on him for as long as I can. My smoke isn't going to last forever though, so eventually he is going to disappear, and so is my smoke screen. But we are going to get out of that, and he's panicking. I think he's going full panic mode. He's been burned again, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to burn him again. We're going to stay on this guy to the very, very end. And if there was ever an embarrassing incident in World of Warships Legends, it is a radar cruiser that is being completely tanked and bonked by a destroyer from 3/4 health down to nothing. So no medals in this one, but we do break the 100,000 damage with the 2 kills, 10 fires. I think it was over 300 main gun hits. We end on 2265. We should have stayed on that cap and taken the extra XP, but all in, it was one of those games where I just played my ship to the best of my abilities, and yes, it was a little bit sticky at times. If you enjoyed that one, stick around, click one of these links, and as I said earlier, don't forget to smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what your favourite destroyer is. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and please do consider being generous and leaving a little tip. Until next time, take care and goodbye.